I have such mixed emotions about this deck. I feel like all of us back in the day whenever we watched Yu-Gi-Oh! The entire Maximilian Pegasus arc was something that stood out the most, I think. It was just really cool the fact that his monsters look like the monsters we know and love, but now they're toons? And they're even more broken? I remember after watching that episode, I thought to myself, this is some of the craziest designs and one of the coolest decks I ever seen at the time being a kid. So much so, this carried on with me until about middle school and high school. Whenever Maximilian Pegasus got added Duel Links, I wanted to make a TOON deck. I failed miserably because I was free to play, and some of the other cards that I needed, I guess you could say weren't really, friendly to free-to-play players. But now, here we are in 2022, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel is out, it's doing big things, it's doing great things. So much so where I can actually craft my TOON deck that I wanted all those years ago. This deck is extremely fun. And if you're a TOON fan, I would actually recommend you try it, but I don't think this should be your main deck. I think you're a lot better off if you want to climb in ranked or, play in tournaments. Don't bring a TOON deck. You're just going to show everyone how much of a clown you truly are. Welcome to the TOON Network. This is the deck list that I was able to put together after looking at a bunch of other decks that utilize toons, and this is what I got from it. There's a lot of cards you can replace in this deck, and not everything is required. Hardly use the extra deck, and to be honest, with the extra deck, I want you to think of this more of like a toolbox than anything. It has a lot of good stuff in there whenever you need it, but most of the time, let's be honest, we're never going to be using it, which is why we run Pot of E, because our extra deck isn't that important. I don't feel like I need to explain toons or really explain combos with this deck, just because I feel like you read the cards and you instantly get it. It's not like some crazy over-the-top thing, but if you want a quick explanation, every single TOON monster in the game gets a bonus effect if TOON World is on the field. Like for example, Red Eyes TOON Dragon will allow you to special summon a TOON monster from your hand if a TOON World is on the field. Also, every single TOON monster will be able to attack directly while TOON World is on the field as well. Our TOON World in this deck is actually called TOON Kingdom, but it still acts as TOON World. This is really good because this allows us to protect our monsters that would ever be destroyed by card effects or battle. It also makes it to where our opponent cannot target any of our cards with a card effect. However, TOON Kingdom is very important, so what do? We gotta have some protection for it, right? Because if this thing goes, I'm gonna be honest with you, we lose. TOON Bookmark is extremely strong because this allows us to search for any single card that lists TOON World in it and add it to our hand. But it also has a graveyard effect. If TOON Kingdom was ever to be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish TOON Bookmark from your graveyard instead to save your TOON Kingdom. As for all the other cards, it's mainly just there to help us get TOON Kingdom in our cards that we want, like TOON Table of Contents, and also TOON Page Flip, which is also insanely good. As for our extra deck monsters, the only one that we're probably going to be summoning majority of the time is probably going to be Big Eye, the Link Karibo, Ebon High Magician does come in play sometimes, and stuff like Nightmare Phoenix and Cerberus. As for the others, you'll rarely ever see them, especially stuff like Zeus. So yeah, the extra deck is very flexible. Don't feel like any of these cards are necessarily needed. You can bend this to whatever you like. However, I do think Chimera Mega Fleet is very good, just because we do run TOON Cyber Dragon in the deck, which means that we could actually Mega Fleet off a Link monster if we had to that's in their extra monster zone. And as for all the monsters, the only monster I really want you to pay attention to is mainly Blackluster Soldier. This is pretty much our boss monster in the deck, and this allows us to banish any card on the field as long as we have a TOON World on the field as well. However, he won't be able to attack the turn we do this, but still banishing cards is extremely good because a lot of people use their graveyard with some of the more meta decks, and being able to straight banish a monster makes it to where you really don't have to worry too much. And the only other card that I want you to focus on here, it may be a little bit surprising to see, is stuff like Nibiru. We all know how crazy Nibiru is, but I want to say this deck relies heavily on him because without him, it's really hard for us to break some of the bigger boards that some of the more meta decks can get out on the field. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope none of you guys brick whenever you play this deck. And now for everybody's favorite part of the video, OP's mid gameplay. Also, I forgot to mention this, but toons always want to go first if you can help it. Son of a bitch. So going second, as I've mentioned before, is not ideal at all with toons, due to the fact that if this guy is playing something like Tri-Brigade, Adamantipator, he can really screw over our day. But I'm going to assume since this is gold level at the moment and we're not in like plat or anything, this guy's playing like Red Eyes or something else. He could actually be playing something like Eldritch because he did actually set 2 traps, but we'll wait and see. So first things first, activate TOON Bookmark. Now, here's the thing. We're going to do this even though it could be risky because he could have a negate of some kind. So we're going to activate it, see if he has a negate. Yeah, he doesn't have no negate, thankfully. We can activate TOON Kingdom. It's going to mill the top 3 cards in our deck. Let's see what we lost. We lost another TOON Bookmark. That's bad. That's real bad. Yeah. But it's actually fine because now we can get him to pick and decide what card will we actually use from our deck. So usually whenever this happens, there's 3 cards that you want to get. Not this Unga Boonga guy. You want either TOON Dark Magician, TOON Black Luster, or if you have another TOON in your hand, you probably want Red Eyes TOON Dragon. However, we already have a Red Eyes TOON and we have a play to get him out anyway. I am going to select this Goober though. Now he's going to pick which monster comes out. Usually they pick Black Luster out of everything. Yeah, you see, look, they always select Black Luster Soldier, which is kind of weird in my opinion. This card's able to banish anything. I mean, granted, I can't attack this turn if I do it, but you know, why not? We're going to activate and we're going to banish one of his face downs. If he chains, no chain, what do you have? He's a Sky Striker player. I should have known. So Sky Strikers are kind of a menace with this deck as well. They can counter a lot of our cards due to the fact that they have cards that specifically will destroy our spell cards and everything. So it's probably going to be a tough match. We got our Red Eye TOON Dragon on the field though, and we could special summon a monster if we want to, but we're not going to. But since we summoned our TOONs, unfortunately, we're kind of slow. So, of course, we can't attack this turn. Now, this is where it gets a little scary. This is where it gets a little scary, boys. I'm going to activate my Max C here just because I know he's going to be summoning Ray and he's going to go into like Hayate and Suzuki and all that type of stuff. So I want to, you know, of course, get some draws in with that. If he has an Afterburner in his hand, it could get pretty nasty pretty quick because he could Afterburner my TOON World. And if he has that other card in his hand as well, I think it's the Spell and Trap pop one. I forgot which one that is. He could wind up popping my TOON World this turn, which is something we do not want. Fortunately for us though, as long as TOON Kingdom's on the field, he actually can't target any of us with any of his card effects. So he's not going to be able to take control of any of our monsters or anything like that. However, we can take control of his monsters. Wait, what? Did he just have a TOON bookmark? Wait, what is this deck? What is this? Is this TOONs with Sky Strike? Monster Reborn? Is he gonna reborn my egg? Wait, my Max C? Okay then. Gonna activate TOON Table of Contents. And with this one, I'm actually not going to search for a TOON. I am instead going to search for a TOON page flip because I could end it this turn depending on what he gives me. We're going to see which one he allows us to pick. TOON Ancient Gear I think would actually be the most ideal here, but it's still not bad depending if we get like TOON Dark Magician or something else. And we got another Black Luster Soldier. I don't even need to activate anything. I think we actually just win. So we're going to see if we can attack directly and see if anything stops us. And yeah, we won. You know, this is actually making TOON World look really, really good. I don't want this to come off as something like, yo, this deck's kind of broken. It's not broken. This deck's not that great. Oh my God. Boys, I think this is an Aroma Mage deck. Let's activate Harpy's Feather Duster and see if he counters. Going through with the Harpy's Feather Duster. See if he can chain any of his traps. No Ash Blossom, please. Fingers crossed. Hey, we're going to activate TOON Kingdom and we're going to TOON Page Flip for hopefully something nice. What will you allow me? Oh, dude, this is just terrible. Wait. Oh, it's because my TOON or my Red Eyes TOON Dragons are in my hand. That's why. Let's see what he will allow us to summon. Any of these monsters are good. The best would be, of course, Dark Magician. If he will select Dark Magician, he's doing me a favor. Really? You really did that for me? Oh, I'm so flattered. Now we can activate TOON Dark Magician, and we're going to special summon a TOON monster from our deck onto the field, which I think we will just summon a TOON Black Luster. Now let's go in with the Black Luster Soldier with the 3K, and now it's your move, punk. I guess I'm supposed to be more like Maximilian Pegasus in this video than Bandit Keith, huh? He's contemplating. What does he do? He special summons a monster, which is Spore. He's going to increase his level to 2. He is a tuner, though. This could be bad because he could have Black Rose Dragon, which I'm almost positive he does. And he's going to summon one Rose Dragon monster from his hand or graveyard. Wait, he's set. He's summoned 3 times. He needs 2 more summons for him to be Nibiru, but I hope I don't have to result to getting this. However, he needs to do something. He has a lot of pressure on him. He's probably over there, he's sweating because next turn is his death if he cannot stop me. Okay, he's letting it go through. So, here's the thing. This thing's a quick... Oh, he just gave up. You know, I think this deck would be really cool. Whenever we get the one event that's been leaked where it's the OG Yu-Gi-Oh format, I feel like this deck will probably do pretty well in that situation. And as you see here, we're back in turn 2. You hate to see it. Is this guy playing Black Wings? Ooh, he is. You know, I never liked this card art. I always thought this man was like, you know, on some cocaine or something. He just looks like a crackhead, doesn't he? He just looks like some type of, like all of them do. Like, look at their, why are their eyes like that? This is scary. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to summon the Black Stone of Legend, which may seem kind of weird at the moment, but trust me, I'm trying to play around his trap cards. And it doesn't seem like anything was activated yet, but I'm trying to see if he has an Ash Blossom in his hand. And it seems like he doesn't. Now we're going to TOON Table of Contents, and we're going to grab our TOON bookmark. Wait, he does have Ash Blossom? Okay, no. He has something, but I don't know exactly what it is. Could be an Infinite Impermanence, maybe? I'm not for sure. We're grabbing TOON book. Bro, can I just play the game? I'm telling you guys, I know this deck may seem like, holy shit, you just summon a monster and they surrender. I promise you, it doesn't go this smooth whenever I'm not recording. Okay, we get to go first this turn, which is really good. So we're going to pot of How much you want to bet this guy has Ash Blossom at the moment? Level 100, he has the Jar of Greed here. He has the Upstart Goblin profile picture. I'm almost positive what he has in his hand is the Ash Blossom. So because of that, we're going to activate Pot of E, and we're going to banish 3 cards. He didn't have it. Shit. So here's something that's interesting. In this situation, I could have went 2 cards and drew another to hopefully get something else to go on, but there's quite a big issue. So TOON Kingdom can be summoned this turn and we could get set up. However, we wouldn't be able to summon any monsters and we also don't have any protection from TOON Kingdom, so if it would get targeted, we would lose. So I can't really summon anything, and it says that I can summon Blackluster Soldier, but this is a glitch, I think, in the game. Because if you select it and it says select the monsters to tribute, you don't have enough to tribute to level 8. So we're going to end our phase and hope to God this guy doesn't have something that can just absolutely kill us. Because unfortunately we don't have Nibiru, so we have no protection whatsoever. TOON Terror is extremely good because it can stop any monster effect, spell, or trap card. But the problem is that it needs to have a monster and a TOON world on the field. He's playing Dark Lords? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm kind of with this. I don't mind if you upstart Goblin, to be honest, Chief. I don't. If you upstart Goblin, it helps me. Now, this is something that's scary. This is scary. This is almost seeming like an Exodia deck to me, but it's Dark Lords, right? I don't know exactly how Dark Lords play, and why? Why is this deck getting these easy win? Like this, I can't even showcase the deck. Have we had one good game yet this video? We got Pot of E. We're going to pop it and see. Oh, God. We're going to banish 6 cards because if he has Ash Blossom, this is going to really tempt him to be like, oh, no, you're not drawing cards. He does not have Ash Blossom. Oh, my God. TOON Bookmark. We're going to grab our TOON Kingdom. And since we have TOON Page Flip, there's actually quite a bit of things we can do here. But for right now, we're going to activate TOON Kingdom. Let's see what we lost. We lost our Nibiru. My boy. We lost the Goober. All right, so we're going to activate TOON Page Flip here in hopes that this guy will give me either a Red Eyes TOON, a TOON Dark Magician, or a TOON Blackluster. Preferably, Red Eyes TOON Dragon or TOON Dark Magician would be the ones that I want. And he gave me Red Eyes TOON, which is perfect. So we can activate Red Eyes TOON Dragon, we can summon, and we can activate Red Eyes TOON Dragon's effect, which will allow us to special summon TOON Blackluster onto the field. And we could use his effect, but I mean, don't do that. Don't banish your own card. And we're going to TOON Table of Contents as well here. And what I'm actually going to grab, or what I'm going to be seeking out, is another TOON Bookmark, I think. We could do another TOON Page Flip, which is also not a bad idea, but I think getting TOON Bookmark would help us just in case if something does happen with our TOON Kingdom. We could also get this. I didn't talk about this spell enough, but this is a very cheeky spell that you could grab if you know you can kill the opponent by just targeting one of their monsters and inflicting that damage onto them. I've won quite a bit of games with this card. So TOON Terror will actually be able to get some benefit here because if he activates anything, spell, trap, monster, we negate, we destroy. I guess some people would argue that why don't you run more of these, because whenever the deck gets going, it gets going really good. Which, yeah, I think that is a good idea to have, but I don't think it's really necessary as well. So he set a whole back row. This is the standby phase, and it looks like it has something activatable. I don't know if this is Eldritch, but I'm just going to assume it is Eldritch. So we're going to TOON Bookmark here, even though we don't really need it, just in case if he has something that's chainable. Nothing was activatable, and we get to draw a card now. So the card that we're actually going to be adding in this situation, I think, is going to be a TOON Dark Magician. We're going to grab TOON Dark Magician, and then we're going to attempt to special summon it onto the field, if possible. So we're going to activate Red Eyes TOON's effect. We're going to see if he chains anything, and he may chain like a skill drain or something else. I'm assuming this is Eldritch. There's no way it's not Eldritch, right? I bring out TOON Dark Magician. With TOON Dark Magician on the field, we're going to activate its effect and discard my Red Eyes TOON Dragon, which may seem like a misplay, but I'm pretty confident. We could special summon another TOON, which would help, because we could special summon another Blackluster Soldier to banish his cards, which, to be honest, I think I kind of like that. But at the same time, I think adding a TOON Spell or Trap card would also be really nice. But we're going to summon another TOON Blackluster Soldier onto the field, because if I read right in a guide that I saw, you should be able to activate more than one of him, as long as it's a different Blackluster Soldier on the field. If this card is special summoned during your opponent's turn, destroy all spell and trap cards in your zone. When an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, you can special summon this card from your hand. Should I negate this? I think I should. I'm going to negate this, just because I don't know exactly what artifacts do, and I'm assuming that he wants to destroy all of his back row. So what this is telling me here is I think I don't even activate anything. Oh, he just surrendered. Okay. That was TOON Network. There is some stuff that you can change about this deck, and I think a player that is a lot more knowledgeable than me could possibly make this deck work even better, just because my 2 brain cells are working overtime every time I play this game. But overall, the deck is really fun. If you want to try it out, like I said, I think this is a deck that you maybe build after you build your main deck, whatever that might be, to just play around with and have fun with, because it's a very enjoyable deck. But ladies and gentlemen, that's been TOON World. If you want to see some of my other mid-game plays, you can of course click on any of the videos right now popping up on screen, and you can watch some there. Oh, and by the way, before you leave, don't forget to drink water.